Hello everybody. Welcome to another gamer log or G-log here on the channel. This log, we're going to be going over a couple of my favorites. Bioshock Infinite, which is one of my all-time favorite titles, and Final Fantasy 12. I found this recently at a local shop, and I didn't know what it was at first. I just saw it from a glance. It was facing outward. And then I saw there was Final Fantasy 13 artwork. So it's in really good condition, and I think y'all are gonna like this. So we'll go through this. This may be an extended video, but not as long as the others, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we're gonna jump into Final Fantasy 12. A note. I've gotten a couple of paper cuts from going through these books because some of these pages, not this one, but some of these pages are brand new. Never been opened, much like the The Last of Us Part 2, and there was another one we opened, which I forget what it was, but I've taken precautions of wearing band-aids on my thumbs to help avoid other paper cuts, so if you see this, that's why, but I need to look into something for doing that. But anyway, Final Fantasy 12 is for PlayStation 2. They have obviously remastered it and re-released it. I believe this is from the original game. At least it should be. So this is really cool. Like I said, I was able to find this and get my hands on it at a local game shop. It's definitely older, but it's in really good condition, surprisingly. You know, come to think of it, this may have been part of a collector's edition with the strategy guide. They'll sometimes package it with it, and that would explain why on the front there's no logo and it's only on the side. So that makes sense. All right. So there's Fran. And of course, we've seen some other characters. Get this centered. There we go. I don't want to miss pages here. This might be, let's say, a 15-minute video. Is it 2 pages? There it is. I'm having trouble, even though I'm wearing these band-aids. I'm having trouble turning. It just helps avoid paper cuts. You do have summons, I believe. Is that? Pwagi, Kujiki. What? Those are enemies, I believe. Montblanc. This guy's so cute. Redod's. Gertie. Sorbet. Horn. Hurdy. Hurdy and Gertie. No. Nano? No. And then you've got the judges. You've got Judge Gabranth, Gis, Judge Bergen, Judge Drace, Judge Zargaboth. You got races. You've got the Humes, Viera, Moogle. I mean, if you're a Final Fantasy fan, these Moogle should be obvious, I would think. You've got the Bonga, you've got the Seek, Uritan Yinza, Numau, Magnami, I guess. Gareth, and you got the airships. Atomos and Pandemonium. You've got the Veil 4. Bit of a reference to Final Fantasy X, because of one of the summons. Carbuncle, another summon. Catoblepis? That's a reference to something, I just can't think of it. Straw, Shiva, a little more references. Zazat, Surgate, Leviathan, Queen Hilda. That's a reference. I just can't place it. I was thinking Final Fantasy IX, but that's Queen Braun. So, Alexander, another summon. Dalmascan Transport. Ifrit, another summon reference. And Remora. Now we get on to the Espers, which are the quote-unquote summons, Eidolons, whatever you want to call them. Belios, I do have his card. Mateus. Shimzai? I don't recognize him. He must be new. Actually, some of these are new, I think. Hashmal. Amfrit. Adramelch? I'm mispronouncing some of these, I realize that. I'm not even going to try anymore. Zolera, that's easy. Chaos, obviously. Zero Mus. Exodus. Ultima. Saw that in the Final Fantasy 15. We talked about that a little bit. Zodiark. These are the hunts. You kind of saw hunts in Final Fantasy 16 again. That's part of getting the Ultima weapon. You gotta complete those. These are weapons. I do like the battle system in 12. To my knowledge, it was kind of the first where you're more free roam. And the weapons and classes were really cool. Of course, now we're going to hit environments. And I guess that'll be the end of that. So, yeah, this was, it's been cleaned up, so it's in, again, really good condition. Despite buying it secondhand. So, very cool. The published date, 2006, which again leads me to think that this was a part of a strategy guide combo. Much like the one in an earlier log with Final Fantasy X-2, they had a thing that opened up here, opened up there, and it had art, and then it had the strategy guide. So that's Final Fantasy 12. I bought this for $10. Not horrible. I'm not entirely sure how much it would go for online, but I'll probably look that up and then give you an update in the next part. Okay, so on the in-between, there's a bit of a chapters in these logs. On the in-between, we're about to get into Bioshock Infinite, but I looked this Final Fantasy 12 art book up, the art collection. There's apparently two variants of this. One is, from what I can tell, the first page is this, starts with characters automatically. There's another one with a foreword in between this page and the characters page. So I'm guessing the foreword art collection was sold separately, and this one is part of a combo, like I said earlier. So I couldn't get a real price on this one, but the one with the foreword was about $15. So anyway, I just wanted to note that. So moving on to Final Fantasy Bioshock Infinite, Final Infinite. This game is one of the best games and stories I've ever witnessed. It's amazing. The DLC was amazing as well. Bioshock 1 and 2 I thought were good, but Infinite is the one that got me into the series. I first played it, hadn't played 1 or 2, hadn't even really looked at them, although I've seen them around. Had seen them around, and it's just amazing. I would love to get a hardback of this, but I'm not entirely sure there ever was one, although I could be wrong. So let's go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to try to be careful here, but you've got Songbird, got the logo. Try to get down here. And then you've got an introduction by Ken Levine. He's the creator, director, something else, I believe. So Finding Columbia. This is going to be different scenes from around Columbia. Columbia is a city, floating city in the sky. Oh no, wait a minute. Is this right? Maybe I'm wrong on this. The Great Cantoni. Oh, this is actually, I believe this is a city down below. Part of the Bioshock story. Yeah, I believe this is from some of the original Bioshock. Now, some of these characters have gotten addicted. There's a substance in the game that gives you better mental acuity, better strength, higher strength. Some of them made you more beautiful, stronger, made you more tempting to the opposite sex. And I think that's some of the characters we're seeing here. I haven't looked through this. I've had it for about 5 years, but I haven't looked through it in a while. And Bioshock Infinite is a game that I need to play here on the channel again because there's a lot of bounce back to it. I did play it a long time ago, but I ended up deleting it and a lot of other playthroughs. And I mentioned this in a previous log, but essentially there was this thing that a lot of YouTubers around that time called the adpocalypse, and you can look it up. There's a wiki for it. It was a big thing. I think it was adpocalypse. It might have been something else. Anyway, YouTube was being sued due to kid-friendly content not being marked accordingly. And I want to hold here for a minute because Elizabeth is a great character. But anyway, YouTube gamers, streamers, content creators, there was a total scare that if you did any content, any kind of gaming content, YouTube was going to come after you. There might be lawsuit, fees, so on and so forth. But anyway, I went into a full meltdown panic, deleted most of the gameplay because I didn't want to lose the channel. I made the community aware. I apologize profusely. But I did keep up my vlogs, the video logs. So you can find those for sure, as well as other videos that were not deleted. So this was a cool feature in the game. If you ever played Bioshock Infinite, there is a part the first time you play it, you get to choose the bird or the cage. And or no, I'm sorry, that's later on. At the first, you get to choose heads or tails, and then later you get to choose which you like better, the bird or the cage. And I think this is supposed to be type of symbolism to how do you see Elizabeth's situation. Do you believe she should be free as a bird, or do you believe she should be caged? And Elizabeth's character, there's a lot to her, but I don't want to spoil anything. But once you know more about her situation, those choices become relevant. So I will say she is locked up. It's kind of a Disney princess thing going there. Ooh, it's a great picture. But she's also not really who she seems either. Here's Booker. Booker DeWitt is a pretty cool character, actually. What's anything? Okay. He is, to my knowledge, I think this is the only time he shows up in the Bioshock series. So, anyway, well, no. I think I'm wrong on that. And when you play the game, um, if you play the game, then you'll realize why I'm wrong. Um, he's a part of the game, but he's not a part of the games. There's a connection there, but I don't want to go any further. Songbird is a really cool character, and I'll tell you why. Um, I'm pretty sure there is a person inside here. In the game, there is characters called Big Daddies, especially like in the first one. Um, and anyway, it's experimental, taking human beings, combining them with engineering, and I think Songbird was one of the inevitable outcomes of one of those experiments. He can fly, he does shriek, um, and he is Elizabeth's protector. And he's a villain for the most part throughout the game, but I won't go any further than that. So, and again, you can see here where he's stretching his wings. It's kind of a grab and go kind of thing. So it is very cool, and he does turn his head just like a bird, like from side to side with one eye. So it's him in flight. It's like a, I don't know. I guess you could call it cyberpunk man bat, so to speak, if you're a DC fan. Founders, citizens, and the Vox Populi. So this is Father Comstock. This is Elizabeth's father, biological father. The biological mother passed, I believe, during childbirth. Um, y'all might have heard a random what in the background. My family's all over the place right now. Um, and then moving on, here's citizens. Oh, yo. I don't think I saw this guy. Wow. I don't think you see him anywhere in there. Wanted for treason, Cornelius Slate. You do fight Slate. He was at war for a bit. Pretty challenging fight, too, especially on hard mode. Vox Populi, you got the leader right here. I forget her name. Oh, Daisy Fitzroy. Yeah. The Vox Populi is a resistance. Essentially, you have overtones in the game of capitalism, religion, resistance, and it goes deeper, but I won't say here. And then you've got the heavy hitters. So, Motorized Patriot, these guys, pretty crazy. There's also another one. There it is. This one creeped me out first time I fought it because of the way they move, the way they talk. But very cool design. Obviously designed after Washington. And these guys creep me out too because they're like something out of Silent Hill. They're keeping watch, and if you get in the light, they make obviously a bullhorn sound, and they'll call in other enemies. But again, pretty creepy. Um, there's no pages, right? Again, I keep thinking there's pages stuck together, but let me see. 110. It doesn't show me the page numbers. Nope, I don't think so. Okay. So now here's the siren. Um, I don't want to give anything away, but I think you only fight her once, and she's somebody very special. So I'll say that much. But it's really creepy. It is very creepy, and it's a great fight too. Handyman. These guys are huge. Big hands. They're mostly used for manual labor. They're also a little bit of a tough fight. I don't remember ever seeing this guy. He was probably supposed to be a boss at some point, but didn't exactly take. These are signs of propaganda. This is some of the tonics, I believe you can get. I can't remember the name of those. Devil's Kiss, Possession. This is where you can turn some of the mechanical enemies into allies, or even human enemies. The true patriot has nothing to fear from the songbird. And again, songbird is essentially Elizabeth's jailer for the most part. Find your voice. This is propaganda for the Vox Populi, at least according to Columbia. Quote unquote propaganda. I would totally be Vox Populi. No jobs today. The early bird catches the worm. This is saying work, work, work. Chen Lin, that is a character. The Voxophone. The Voxophone is an item you pick up around the game. Gives you recordings, interviews, insights from different characters as the game. Here's Father Comstock pointing to the city of Columbia in the sky, which is a city in the sky and I think undertones of heaven, according to Christian mythology. So, oh, I'm sorry, they're known as vigors, not tonics. So, the vigors are shock jockey, bucking bronco. Um, Whenever you drink one of these, you see symbols in the hands, like when you do shock jockey, um, there's like crackling lightning. Bucking bronco, it kind of like turns into a hoof, like kind of material. It's really cool. It's about the best representation. You can get possession. It's just like spirit lines around your hands. Undertow is really cool. That's I use this a lot in the game. You can just pull enemies in and shoot them or do whatnot. Where is Murder of Crows is cool. You don't get this really till later in the game, but you shoot out crows from your hands, and so it's very very cool. And of course, if you pick up a vigor, it um, also refills your what I call MP because I'm an RPG nerd. That's what you use to use vigors. I forget the name of the energy. No, I'm missing. This is driving me nuts. Where is Shock Jockey, Bucking Bronco? There's another one that's missing from here. Undertow, Possession. There's another one with fire damage. But I guess they don't. 40, 138, 139. Yeah, there's weird. Anyway, there's one that shoots fire damage. The hand goes down to the skeletal form and then it reforms. It's a really cool animation. That's when you first use it. So this is Vigor Junkies, Skyhook. Skyhook. Skyhook is a weapon. This can get bloody. It's kind of like a finisher. You can jam the enemy's head into it. It's a cool picture. Weapons and airships. I usually use the handgun for the most part, but I've also been known to use the rifle. And here's the airships. Um, these guys suck. They carry. I've seen them carry some handymen. They will attack. Okay, so here's Columbia. General artwork for it. Cars for Niagara Falls leave here every 15 minutes. White, clean, painless. Dentist. Huh, I don't know about that. Arlington Avenue. Finkton Enterprise presents. Finkton is a businessman, probably one of the most profound characters for capitalism. Um, Talks about not taking breaks, giving yourself to the work, so on and so forth. Cool stuff in here. And then you've got a boardwalk, which is really cool. It's got some shops. And the camera froze. There we go. Sorry, I'm being careful. I don't know. I don't want any more paper cuts, and I don't know why I keep getting them. I guess it's just the way I'm maneuvering my fingers. This was weird. There's a battle. You attack the face in general, or was it the eyes? I think it was just the face. But basically a boss fight. And you're using a skyhook to travel around. So this is a really cool shot of Booker and Elizabeth getting away from Songbird. So again, Bioshock Infinite means a lot to me. I played it on PlayStation 3 for the first time, and then I bought the collection. I dove into 1 for a while, but I don't know. I just kind of lost interest, but Infinite stuck with me, and the DLC is great too. You learn a lot more about the story of Elizabeth, especially. Um, so, a quick reference: if you ever play the game, there is one spot to where Elizabeth opens a door, quote unquote, and you see a theater. The theater is playing a movie that has a French title, and that movie is a Star Wars film. So, very cool. Anyway, let's go ahead and wrap this up. All right. Well, y'all, that's going to wrap this up. I apologize for any heavy breathing or what sounds like a bit of a rough voice. Um, I feel like my throat's getting sore. I'm talking a lot both at work and doing these vlogs, but totally worth it. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. Stay safe, stay sane. Remember, you're awesome. Never let the road tear the wise, and thanks for chilling with me. And if you made it to the end here, I appreciate you watching and let me show off what means the most to me. At least connected books and art of some of my favorite games and series. See ya.